Hey everyone, it's Yu-Gi-Oh and friends, and today I'm gonna be bringing you an edited Blue Eyes deck profile. I know I haven't been uploading in a while, but because I've been busy with a lot of things, school and all that crap. But it's good to see you all again, and we're gonna get right into the video. And this is an updated Blue Eyes deck profile because I've added in some new cards and stuff, and I'll show you as we get into it. Okay, first three Blue Eyes. Let me go ahead and put those guys to the side. Just three Blue Eyes right off the bat. And next we have two Maidens. Basically, their effect is whenever they're targeted for an attack, you can negate it, switch the battle position, and switch someone Blue Eyes from hand, deck, or graveyard. When a card effect is activated that targets this, except during damage step, you can special summon one Blue Eyes from hand, deck, or graveyard. It's only once per turn as well. Yep, you know the effect of the Maiden. And we have I run double protectors. Their effect is when it's normal summon, special summon one light tuner from your hand, target one effect monster you control, send to the graveyard, and if you special summon one Blue Eyes from your hand. His effect is also once per turn. And next we run one Master and one Priestess. The Master's effect, when he's normal summon, you can target one light tuner in the graveyard and add to hand. Shuffle this card from your graveyard into the deck, then target one effect monster you control. Send it to graveyard, special summon one Blue Eyes from the graveyard. And her effect is you can when a card or an effect is activated, well, that targets this card, you can send one face-up monster to the graveyard, and if you add up to 2 copies of Blue Eyes monsters with different names from deck to hand. If you target one Blue Eyes you control, Blue Eyes monster you control, shuffle into the deck. There's special summon this card. Her effect is also once per turn. Next, we have the support monsters. We have Kaiba Man. Just tribute him for one Blue Eyes from your hand. Keeper of the Shrine counts as two tributes to summon a Dragon type monster while those cards in your hand or field. If a Dragon type monster, except for this card, is sent to the graveyard because of a result of battle, you can special summon this card. If that card is sent to the graveyard, it is a normal monster. If that card is sent to the graveyard, it is a normal monster. You can add one dragon type normal monster from your graveyard to hand by his effect. And we have one of our new cards that we added into the deck, Rider of the Stormwinds. You can target one normal dragon type monster you control. Equip this card from your hand or the side of the field to that target. If this card is equipped, if it attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing. And next we have Lord of D. So he to protect your monsters from targeting effects. Flameville Guard for tuning support. Magician of Faith for regaining magic cards from the graveyard. Kaiser Seahorse counts as 2 tributes for a light monster. Debris Dragon, you can target one level 5 or one monster with 500 or less attack in the graveyard. Basically just to get back one Maiden if she was destroyed by a battle or card effect. Where is it? Yeah, just one Maiden. Let me reorganize this. Alright, that's almost done. Mirage Dragon for shutting down traps. Divine Dragon Apothecary. Discard one card and add one dragon type from hand to graveyard. And that's it for the support monsters. We are going to go to the boss monsters. Red Eyes Black Dragon Flare. He's a normal monster on the field or in the graveyard. And when he's normal summon, he becomes an effect monster. If damage calculation is performed at the end of the battle phase, if he attacks a monster, the original attack is inflicted to the opponent is damaged. Crystal Dragon, once per turn during damage step of the battle, you can add one Blue Eyes. One level 8 Dragon type monster. So he's useful for adding Blue Eyes to hand. And we have the deck master of this deck. Well, one of the deck masters of the deck are Chaos Max Dragon. Yeah, must be special summoned with Chaos form. Can't be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. If he attacks a defense position monster, he inflicts double piercing. One Kaiser Glider. Just if he attacks a monster with same, he can't be destroyed. Interplanetary Purpley Thorn Dragon. If a dragon type monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just send it to the graveyard and special summon him for the hand. Well, they're all sent to the. Well, never mind. And last, we have Tyrant Dragon. During your battle phase, if a monster, if your opponent monster controls after his first attack, and it can attack twice, you can negate the effects of any trap effect traps that target and destroy this card. And also, where is it? Also, you must tribute one dragon type monster in order to summon him. Burst Stream of Destruction, blow up all monsters if you control Blue Eyes for the spell segment, and Return of the Dragon Lords for targeting a level 7 or 8 in your graveyard and special summon it with negated effects. Book of Moon, just to target one face-up monster on the field, change the face-down defense position. If you have a monster that does piercing, if it was summoning dragon, special summon 2 dragon types from your hand if you have Lord of D on the field in order to resolve the effect. And next we run one beacon. Hold on, it's in here somewhere. Alright, we run double beacon of light. These cards right here, they if you do not control another one of these, you can have at least, and you had 3 Blue Eyes in your graveyard. Target one of them, special summon them, but the effects are negated. Equip this card. When it leaves the field, banish the equipped monster. Other monsters you control cannot attack if any number of Blue Eyes monsters in your graveyard. The equipped monster can attack up to at least that number during the battle phase. So it can attack up to 2 times since there's 3 Blue Eyes. But unless you have alternative White Dragon, his name becomes Blue Eyes. So you're allowed to run 3 of him, so he can attack at least 5 times. If you have 2 normal Blue Eyes, and 2 alternative White Dragons in the graveyard. Next, we have Dragon's Fighting Spirit. Each target 1 dragon type that was special summoned this turn, and for each monster that was special summoned the turn your opponent summoned, it gains an additional attack for each. So it can attack as many times. Special summon monsters. Silver Wing, equipped to a level 8 or higher synchro dragon type monster up to twice per turn. If we're destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. If it's destroyed by card effects, the card is destroyed instead. Chaos Form for summoning the Chaos Black Dragon. Reinforcements for adding 1 Kaiba man to hand since he's a warrior type monster and he's level 4 below. Monster Reborn for getting back monsters. And for our new field spells segment, we have Mausoleum of White. During your main phase, you can summon 1 level 1 light tuner monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, though. Once per turn, target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level sent to the graveyard times 100 until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. You can also banish this card from your graveyard and add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from hand, deck, or graveyard. From the deck to your hand. Black Pendant, the buff card, MST for popping back row, double summon, and Dark Hole. And let's see, Mesh Steel Blue Eyes, Polymerization. Send 1 Blue Eyes from hand or deck to the graveyard. Target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, and it cannot attack the turn of the activation of this card. Polymerization for fusion summons. And that is it for the spells. You are now onto the trap segments. The problem with this deck is I didn't run many traps as I did back then, but now we have updated this deck a lot, so it has a lot of good traps. Like this one, for example, Try and Guess. If each player has an extra deck, declare 1 extra deck monster card type. So basically, you get to choose one of these 3, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz. Both have to reveal their extra deck, and the player who has more of the declared cards gains 3,000 life points. So basically, what this card does is if you have more extra deck monsters of the declared type than your opponent, you gain 3,000. This is a very helpful card. Like if your life points are lower than your opponent's, then that's an automatic 3,000 plus 1 Dark Bride for countering spells and trap cards. Kunai with Chain for countering monster attacks, and 2 Mirror Forces for countering monster attacks. And that is it for the main deck. We will now get onto the extra deck. Okay. For the extra deck, we run 2 copies of the Ultimate Blue Eyes, the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. The reason why we run 2 is because of the effect. If he at the end of the damage step, if he attacked this turn and he's the only fusion monster on the field, well, if the only monster in general, you can send 1 Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and he can attack twice. Hold on, the camera's gotta focus. Camera focus. Dang. Okay, and that's what it says here on the card text. He can attack twice if another monster is sent. You can use the effect up to twice per turn if you have a third. During either player's turn, when a card effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate the activation to destroy that card that was activated. So, and next we have 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. After damage calculation, if this card attacks a defense position monster the opponent controls, all defense position monsters your opponent has are all destroyed. During the end phase, destroy all monsters you control that did not declare an attack this turn. This card must be face up in order to resolve the effect, though. So basically, he blows up all the monsters that your opponent has in defense position and monsters that you didn't use to attack. I mean, really, it's kind of a useful effect and useless at the same time, in my opinion. Next, we have Twin Triangle Dragon. Just send 2 level 4 lower dragon type monsters, except for tokens, to the graveyard. When he's link summoned, pay 500 life points, target 1 level 5 or higher monster in the graveyard, and special summon it to a zone that this card points to. It cannot attack, and its effects are negated. But a pretty useful effect to have for the card. And we have Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. During our player's turn, neither player can special summon up to 2 times, and during a turn, you contribute this card and special summon 1 light 2 and a synchro monster from your deck your extra deck. And next, Diamond Direwolf, 2 level 4s, detach when exceeds material. Target this card, blow him up along with another card your opponent controls. And Castel the Sky Musketeer. Detach when exceeds material. Target 1 monster on the field. Change the face down defense position. This is good for if you have a monster that does piercing. So you can just pierce your opponent for some points. And last but not least, for the extra deck, we have Excel Synchron. Excel Synchron's effect is just 1/2 on a monster and 1/9. Once per turn, send 1 Synchron monster from your deck to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Increase the effects of the monster that was sent of this monster by the monster that was sent to the graveyard, or reduce this card's level by the monster that was sent to the graveyard. So basically, this is a buff card for the self and the monster. And during your opponent's main phase, you can immediately activate the effect when it resolves. 1 synchro monster using the materials that listed. This is a quick effect. You can only use this once per turn. And he's useful for summoning Stardust Cypher, the Divine Dragon. And the Divine Dragon's effect, he needs 1 Synchro Tuner monster, which is Excel Synchron. And some non-tuner monsters. Yeah. He must be synchro summoned, but he can't be special summoned by other ways. The first time each card you control will be destroyed each turn by battle or card effect. It is not destroyed once per turn. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate it, and if do, destroy 1 card on the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then special summon 1 level 8 or lower Stardust Dragon in your graveyard. I have a Stardust Dragon, but I just don't know where it is as of right now. But when I find it, I'll put it in the deck and have another update video. Building, like, re-editing and building this deck took a while, so it's not really much of an impressive build right now, but still helps me win some games. I won a lot. I've won some games with this deck. It's actually pretty good and reliable if you know how to use it. And as you can see, we have the cool Seto Kaiba sleeves on the back of them. Kaiba Corp, tournament legal. Pretty good sleeves. You can buy these at Target for like $5. Pretty cheap. And anyway, that's all the time we have today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys later.